Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Well, it's evening right now.
What's
What
happening?
what it is to
happening?
everybody. Bad Influence, Good Advice is back. Episode 1, as promised. We had all the follows, all the likes as requested, and now we here to present. We're here to
Perth
stay
City
true to our
stand up.
word.
Perth City, can I
Perth City
hear
stand
some
up.
noise?
That's right.
Let's
That's
get
right.
stand
That's
up.
right. So,
yeah.
we back with a few topics. Controversial or not. Just keep it interesting. Just
That's all
here
it is.
to engage
Engage.
and bring you
Have
all
a
in.
conversation. Yeah.
Real
just here to
conversations,
talk
eh?
and to really connect with everybody because we
That's
all
it.
have different experiences, different advice. So it takes some good advice for a bud to grow. So
True.
Come on.
that's
That's
where
it.
we
That's
at.
good. Yeah.
That's it.
So for today, gentlemen,
Man.
what do we have? What do we have?
What do we have on the table?
How do we get here?
How did we get here? This
Where
is a
did we
funny
start? Where
story,
did we
but
start?
I will shoot this one to Jerry because he's actually the center point of all
Jerry should have been
this.
in the middle right now.
I
He
should
should
have been in the middle. This
and he
guy
should have
is
stayed with the
playing.
white. He should have
Jerry
stayed with the
Maguire.
white. Jerry
Jerry
Maguire.
Maguire for life. Yeah.
Let's go. Tell us.
Nah, funny enough, this was all just like, it was just one of those things like just ideas.
Yeah.
Because I remember I would have like really deep conversation with Andrew and everything. And I'll be like, yo, let's start a podcast. Like we could really reach out to people and stuff, right?
Exactly.
So me and him actually started like, yeah, let's actually like start taking notes and everything. And then I met Nez, like me and Nez have known each other for a while. But then we actually like got close and everything. I'm like, I started talking to him about podcasts and everything. And he was like, yeah, let's start something, So I was literally the middle person in it. And I was like, let me just merge this whole thing. Because, like, I know that alone you go fast, but together you go far.
Big.
Exactly.
And that's how you go bigger, bomber class.
That's the vibes.
Yeah, that's how it came to be. So we are actually sponsored by a company called SoFit. Shout out to SoFit.
SoFit,
nice.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the merch coming out.
Merch is
so
coming out soon.
yeah.
Stay fit.
They are also part of the conversation because they're also involved with how we started this.
Yeah, literally.
They're a big part of this.
big part of
So
what
shout
this
out to
is, yeah.
SoFit. But yeah, it started as a simple conversation. Me not knowing that he was having another conversation with Nez,
Yeah.
and then everything just came together, and then here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we
Episode
are.
1 of 1.
Episode one
Episode 1
of
of
one.
many to come, actually. Yeah, it's good.
Now, how you guys feeling? Tell me how you feeling, hey? Like, it was all a joke.
It's so
now it's
surreal,
like
man.
so real, eh?
It's like
Oh,
it's
you
actually
meant how you
happening.
feel about the podcast? I was going to say tired. But no.
Tired.
Excited. We are here.
It's amazing.
It took a lot of planning,
Ah.
a lot of getting things right. Shout out to Bobby, our main man. Tech
Bobby.
support.
Man,
We couldn't
we
do
gotta
this
put him
without
in
him.
this.
Couldn't die without him. There's a
Without
man.
him, this wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah,
Much
not
love.
even close. But yeah, I feel excited.
Nah.
Feel excited. Feel good.
100%, eh?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Bad influence. Why bad influence?
Bad influence, that's a good question.
Because I feel like in our introduction we have to like set up an
A
introduction,
a bit of a
just
layout,
bit of
eh?
a,
Yeah.
before we get
Yeah.
into the actual
the meat of the
the
bone.
meat of the meal, the main part of the meal. Yeah,
That's right. Well, the one thing that Jerry always said whenever we were having our conversations was, I'm looking for a problem to solve. And that always stuck with me. I'm looking for a problem to solve. Because that's the
Yeah.
only way you can have like a business or anything to grow. If you have a solution to a problem, it's definitely gonna grow. So we were like, okay, what problem is out there? What is something that's affecting everyone that that we can bring a solution to the table and everyone will listen and it's gonna grow and touch people and help them change and grow and all that and all that good stuff. So we thought people go to the gym like we all go to the
We
gym,
all go to
right?
the gym.
Jerry's a gym junkie for everyone that's out there. Oh,
Some of us go to the gym more than others.
yeah.
But Jerry's,
but I'm
That's a
putting it out there.
personal
Jerry's a gym junkie.
Yeah.
Life is a personal journey.
Just tell it. Just DM him. Just be like, yo, I want leg day session. You won't go
Nah,
wrong.
don't train legs with me because you won't be my friend after that. I'm just saying. I've trained with people, no names mentioned, but they're sitting next to me. I train legs with them, and then they don't show up anymore. I'm like, I thought we was friends, eh?
Shots fired through. Hey,
But yeah. So people go to the
I'm
gym for
training
different reasons.
to live long, not to join the army.
I'm a one-man army though, so it's
The
like,
army training where it's like
like your
I'm
first
trying to
day,
do
like,
cardio,
nah,
but
I
hey,
don't
yeah,
I don't want to go back.
This is too much for me. Yeah. But yeah, man.
But yeah. we were talking about how we all go to the gym and how the gym is like a stress relief of some sort, and then
Yeah.
we broke it down even more, and we found that mental health is a very big part of why most people go to the gym. They may not say, they may not act it out, they may not really bring it out, but
Yeah.
it's a very heavy thing that makes people go to the
Touches
gym
that,
because
yeah.
it's a way to balance out your emotions. It's a way to let out. It's a way to release whatever you're feeling. It's a way to let
It's a
let
vice.
it all out.
It's like a vice, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is one of the topics that we have. But yes, we were looking at that, and that was one of the things we wanted to solve. So that's why Bud influence.
Yeah.
So the advice that we'll be giving is general, but mostly it started
Not
because
professional at all. This is not like some therapy.
opinions.
You
This
know,
is just
all
opinions.
personal experience and what we've
Personal
experienced,
experiences.
and you know what that has done for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, the mental part of it, spiritual well-being,
Spiritual
physical,
well-being.
spiritual. You know,
Exactly. If you can look after your spirit, your body,
Yeah.
your soul, your mind,
Yeah,
all these in
Solid.
check, you will be
because
fine
everything you
all
know,
the time.
everything that you do comes from all those things. You know, even your finances. How you deal with your finances. How's your
Absolutely.
mind? What's your ideology of finance?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
also has or whatever it is, man. How you look at love determines how you play your cards in your life.
Absolutely.
But you know what's funny? I think it's like everyone, I feel to some extent, everyone knows about the mind, the body, the soul, all of this good stuff,
Mhm.
the spirit.
Yeah.
But why is it that it's not as tangible? Not a lot of people really act on it. Like, what's the gap? Like, why don't people really live through that? I don't know if my question makes sense.
It does make
True.
sense. I see it from two sides. It's like there's the side of people that are like, oh, this is easy enough for me to act on. I can act on this at any time I feel like.
Yeah.
So I won't do it now, but I'll get to it whenever I feel like. They think it's an easy thing to tackle, so they like put it off as much as they can because they're like, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll do it. And then there's another side of the coin where it's like, it's so hard to start. I don't know how I'm going to start. Even if I do start, like, where do I begin? How am I going to tackle this? You know?
Yeah.
So like that's how I see it as.
I
It's
think
like there's
some-
yeah.
Yeah. You go.
No, I was
War
gonna
of the
say
mics. That was gonna happen. Me and Jerry, it's happening. It's gonna come. There you go.
I was gonna say it's just there's the people that see it as an easy thing to do, so they put it off because they believe they'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
And there's the side of the coin where there's people are just like, it's hard. It's just genuinely hard for them to get into it. So yeah. Okay. Now
I think people are actually not aware of that at all. People are not aware of their emotions, of how they feel, of what drives them, how they're responding to things. People don't actually take time to sit down and go like, hi, I'm feeling like this in this moment, and it's fine for me to feel like this. What's the game plan? It's okay for you to feel, I think we we're talking about this recently, it's okay for you to like take L's, but what do you do like
when
with
you
the
take
L's?
the L's,
Is it like,
yeah.
is it fuel for you to thrive and to move on, or is it something that knocks you
that
down?
push you down and
You
then
actually have to be like brave enough to face it and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, this is what is happening in this, and I think that's what leads to people not actually being aware of, you know, the mind, body, soul, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's
What do you
amazing,
think?
man.
deep.
No, I think 100%. Like the same point that you took. I remember when Nez gave me a shout some other time, and I'm always just like I'm always a problem solver. Like whenever friends come to me for whatever emotions or whatever situations.
Also the guy to run to, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it.
Bro, funny
You
story,
heard it here.
Funny story before Jerry even goes on. So I call this guy
Yeah.
and I told him about something I was going through. Like, I tell
Yeah.
you, man, like something happened, man. I'm feeling down right now. You know what he told me?
Uh-huh.
He was like, just take your L's, man. Like, just take your L's, man. I was like, damn, okay.
Advice number one for the
take the
buds
L's.
out there: take the L's.
Take the
I was
L's.
like,
Take the L's.
cool. I'll take the L's and move on.
Literally.
But yeah.
Nah, I just think like when you take your L's, you are accountable for whatever it is. I'm not the person who believes like when certain things happen, you like I've met people who like say, no, this happened because of XYZ.
Yeah.
In as much as it may have been the third party or like someone else had been the reason why that happened. I feel just having accountability and owning up for whatever happened.
Internalized locus of control. Having an internalized locus of control.
Exactly.
I was
That's
thinking
a
about that
powerful
lately,
word.
right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, because I was thinking about my past relationships.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like I'm the common denominator in all of this. And I was like, wait, I'm the perfect one and everyone else is the poor. Like, nah,
No, it's the
something,
other way.
Something has to be happening
Yeah.
within, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the internal locus of control.
Yeah.
Word of the
That's
day,
amazing.
ladies and gentlemen: accountability.
Accountability, like self-accountability. Like, look yourself in the mirror and actually, I always talk to Jerry about being the third person in a situation.
Yeah.
So most of the time, when Jerry calls me and whatever is going, I'm like, dude, like third person view.
Yeah.
Like where you step, or it's not you anymore. You step.
Yeah,
out of
you
the
step out
situation.
and you look
It's
at
like,
it
how
from
can you look at
outside.
it from outside
Yeah.
without being bogged down in like, you
And
know?
like, yeah. You know, if you do that, it puts you in a situation where before you even call him, you're like, okay, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I won't call him. Okay, yeah, I see my problem. I see.
And you know what's so funny? Whenever I talk to this guy, it doesn't click just then. You know how
Takes 2 weeks later.
Yeah, because sometimes
I'm
it's
in
like,
the future, man. I'm in the future.
this guy literally just shoots me a text. He's like, bruh, you are right. And I'm like, it took you this long. It took you this long. And I think that's important because like sometimes certain things there's one of I think J. Cole's lines where he's like, if this doesn't hit now, go
live life,
and then come back,
back.
and then you're gonna get it. Because
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain things that when you listen to them, someone can tell you, hey yo, don't play next to the fire. But when you're in the fire,
you're in
you'll
the
be
fire,
like,
yeah.
damn, this is why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel certain things you just have to go through them to like
To
literally
actually
learn.
experience.
Hey,
It's the experience, yeah.
Experience is everything.
Being
Yeah.
refined through the furnace. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
Today I
Sure.
was listening to one of the podcasts and it was saying something about don't compare experience to education.
Mm.
And that like hit me because it's like, you know, a lot of people feel
Sounds like
like
an African pastor saying that. eh? Don't compare.
don't compare. Now, because you get like a lot of people who like, let's say you're going to school, whatever,
Yeah.
you're doing union, da 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 da. da.
Yeah.
But you get like a lot of these old school blocks who people think are obsolete or like outdated or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've done the time, mate. So that's the difference between you and them. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So it's amazing if you look at it like that. Hey.
Damn, true, man. That's powerful.
That's
True.
really powerful. There was this one older guy that I was chilling with at work, and he was like, he said something along those lines. He said, experience has been the best teacher, but if you find yourself amongst people that have experienced everything, you will never go wrong. Because they will guide you. They will be like, yo, whatever you're thinking, I did. So here's the right way.
It's
Like,
using,
do this.
It's using other people's errors to your advantage. You
Exactly.
know? Because I do that now. I'm part of this group chat on. It's like not a group chat. It's like a Facebook. Then the page, the Facebook men's chat.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like men's. It's like 30,000 plus people in Australia, men's that,
Yeah.
males that have been through things and whatever, right?
Mhm,
So every time I'm going through an issue, I post a question there. Hey guys, has anyone ever dealt with ABCD?
Yeah.
Then someone there will just come back and say, hey, it's okay, like this happened to me 20 years ago and whatever. So I learned from their errors.
Yeah.
Like recently, bro, I had to like decide about doing something, right?
Mhm,
And I asked a question there, and 70 people are all saying the same thing. So I counted the comments, man, 70 comments. And I was thinking, I was like, wait, so 70 people are all saying the same thing.
That's
Like,
like clear
there's no
sign.
way I can listen to my heart. Like, in like, it's literally this
In
is.
that space.
If this is not God saying something, then I don't know.
You know how
you know
they
what
say
it is.
there's nothing new under the sun?
Yeah, true.
You remember there was a time I think Nez, you're telling me something like when you're going through something and then you call your friend and then you're like, bro, I'm depressed. And this guy's also like, I'm also depressed. So like everyone's
But I
depressed.
called my friend, man. I called my friend. I was feeling low, man. I was like, yo, bro, what's up? Because someone's gonna cheer me up, right?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
like, dude, man, I'm depressed. I was like, dude,
I'm also
who's gonna
depressed.
cheer me up? Yeah, it was wild, man. I was like, who's gonna cheer
The
me up?
blind leading the
The blind
blind.
leading the blind.
And nothing new under the
But that's
sun.
why, bro, that's why it's important to pray for each. So like, I think it was an Instagram reel that was saying pray for people. Like actually pray for your friends.
Yeah,
Some of
yeah.
your friends are pretending out here, like
Oh,
smiling,
yeah.
Happy
like,
all
A
the
lot
time.
of
everything's
people
happening.
literally cover up a lot
covering
of
up, like
things,
just pray, like you never know.
Yeah.
And then it was like God will just kind of start reviewing things to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereby
yeah.
you just go out to Drew and be like, Drew, I've been praying for you.
Yeah.
And whatever you're going through is gonna be
It's
fine.
gonna be fine.
And then Drew is like, he's like, Drew,
What's
how do you
happening
know?
here?
Like, how do you know? Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's important to pray for friends.
That's amazing. I've got a question. Hey,
Ask away.
so this is directly to the men out there, all the kings, right?
All the
Kings.
All the
running
kings
castles.
respect. Like I feel men do a lot and like they don't really get
Their flowers.
They get their flowers.
Yeah.
A lot of men.
We
don't
only get our flowers when we die. As a
Yeah.
man. Have you realized
And you
that?
know- yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
men
yeah,
only
I
get
heard
their
that.
flowers when you're
That's-
dead, and
that's
it's like on your
so-
grave. Like, give me my flowers now.
Yeah, yeah. But my question was gonna be: so there's this belief system that a man is supposed to be ABCD or a man is supposed to be XYZ, right?
Yeah.
But then, where's the line between a man being like, you know, you're strong and alpha, and you know, being able to open up and you know, break open and be vulnerable? Like, what? How do you know you've gotten to the point where you need to seek help? Like sometimes people will be you know, they're literally broken. They're literally one stop away from, you know, taking their life, or one stop away from just taking all those drugs. But like, how do you know, okay, I think I need help now? Because I feel for me, that's one thing about me, like one of the jobs I used to do, it was like really tedious, and like I'm always pushing myself in the gym, like the hardest weights,
the hardest on.
So I don't even know like when I can't take anymore. I don't really. But how do you know that I've had enough? From inside, from the inside. How do you know? Okay, damn, I need help.
I think that's the self-awareness, because I feel like we all have a limit. We all have a limit of what we can take in life, up until a point that someone, I don't know who says this, I think it's Casper University, one of his songs, where it says we all have a limit of, there's only so much that we can take until we break.
Yeah,
you know, there's only so much
you
can take until you break, and you have to be aware of yourself, man. That's where the knowing yourself comes. Most of us don't really know ourselves.
Nah.
People don't understand who they are. Who are you? What drives you? Where are you going to?
No, like when you take everything away, the basis of who you are.
You? If you ask people like, who are you? Just try this exercise. The first thing that people tell you is, oh, I'm a nurse. Try it. But who are you? Oh, I'm a nurse.
I think I heard something like that. And then like, start breaking.
I think it's Steve Harvey. Maybe it's Steve Harvey? I don't know.
So.
Whoever,
something like someone famous. Yeah.
Ask someone, who are you? And the first thing that they say is, I'm a nurse, or I'm a whatever. Like, we don't really know who we are. We've lost our identity as people. Yeah. As Christians, as human beings. It starts with knowing yourself from within. Who am I?
Yeah.
It allows you to know, like, okay, me, I know. Like in the gym, I know, like, hey, so I've got a limit physically. I want to go above the limit, but I'm aware of that limit, right?
I know this guy's limit.
Right, I'm just saying.
Should I expose you? But anyway, that's so loud.
And there's people who live like 50k. This guy will do 50 kg, 180. Yeah, I'm like, bro, I've got my limits, man. Like,
give me that
20. Is there. I'll do the muscle memory, but I'm working out, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's a limit that I'm aware of myself. I know how much I can push my body. Yeah. But it starts from knowing yourself. Like, just spending some time with yourself, man. Like, who are you? What do you think, man?
Ooh, that's a very good one. Knowing who you are. I would have never thought of that, actually. I think...
Like, knowing when you reach the limit. How do you know?
How do you know?
For me, I would say...
I've had enough. How do you know, like, damn, if I push anymore, I've had enough. Like, breaking it.
It's a tipping point.
Ooh, that's very hard. Because, you know, there's pushing yourself to the point of breaking, and it's pushing yourself as far as you think you can go, and then stopping, and then doing it again.
True, yeah.
So for me, I'm in the second. I'm in the latter. Because I will... The former? No, the latter. I will push myself as far as I can, but I won't go to the extreme. Yeah. I'll stop, take a step back, and then do it again. So for me, it's not a matter of how do I know where my limit is. It's stopping before I get to my limit. Yeah. And then starting again.
But also, isn't your limit in your head? Because most of it is in the head.
That's the thing. Like, how do you know?
Because it's all in your head. Like,
how do you know you're not just?
Because I know I can lift more if I just like.
If you just
my
keep
mind's
going.
like, dude, like sometimes I shut down that little voice that says, "Oh, you reach your limit." I'm like, dude, I'm a beast and I can do more.
And then you just go.
It's in the. But it also comes from awareness, though, and being humble enough to.
To connect with yourself, to be like, okay, this is my limit.
Like, have conversations with people, like your friends, or like me, I'll call Jerry, man. I'll be like, dude, like, I'm going through this right now. Like, help me look at this from another angle.
Like, so what do you think?
Have a 3D thought, you know? Yeah. And they go, no, dude, just rest. Just do this. You know what I mean? Because
it's a moral support system that helps you, that pushes you, that extends that limit, that shows you, okay, your limit is here. Okay, I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help you where you can know. Yeah.
Help you grow.
Because the limit is not there to like sustain you. Nah. It's there to help you grow. Because when you know your limit, you know what you have to do.
What you have to do to
overcome that limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think definitely how you guys have put it out, like you have to be aware.
Yeah.
And just to answer my own question, one thing about me is I'm always learning about myself, because the more I learn about myself, the more I learn about others.
Yeah.
So I take a lot of time to like learn about I notice like, when this happens, this and this happens. Or like I respond like this. So I've noticed myself like when I'm really going through the motions and like I just have, because I have like so much on my plate and whatever, I notice I have like, I get really anxious. I start bouncing between walls. Yeah. Then immediately I know I need to like stop
and chill.
Because like I know when my brain is like literally like, it's so funny because like even just explaining it's so funny because I'm literally so stressed, so much is going on, there's so much emotion. I'm like, what do I do? How do I respond to this or whatever? I just like, I'm literally the person to disconnect
from everything.
I just switch off my phone.
Hence why his phone's always in D&D. Good luck. Trying to reach this guy.
You have to call him twice to get through.
Good luck trying to reach this
Imagine
guy.
that you're about to die, there's a gun on your head and you call me. That's it.
I'm not calling you, bro. I'll call the cops. Good luck, you know.
But I think it's just about being aware, like taking the time to just put yourself in a neutral position.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a neutral position and just disconnect. If I'm studying and I see like maybe I've got a lot of assignments due, I'm trying to push for like my business and the podcast is just so much. I just leave my phone, leave everything,
Take a
just
nap.
drive to the beach.
Yeah.
Just clear
I
my
used to
head.
pray as well. Like sometimes I'll just take drives. Like I'll drive alone, man. Like just drive. I don't even know where I'm going. Just driving. Windows down.
Yeah.
Sometimes praying. You know, listening to gospel just to get my mind out of that space. And when I come back in, I'm a beast, bro.
You're like, oh, your mind's already reset.
Yeah.
You're calm. You're back to that level where like, okay,
Where now I can
let's
face
do
it as
this
well.
again. Yeah. No, that's dope.
That's amazing.
That's
man.
dope.
That's powerful.
It is.
It takes time.
Because you need that reset is the most important part whenever you reach to that extreme. Because there's a rapper who said something along the lines of, in one of his songs, he was like, I reached the point where he was having breakfast with his wife. In the song he says it. He was like, I'm having breakfast with my wife and I started crying.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason. Like, it's a fine day, everything's fine. I just started crying. And then for him, it clicked in his head. He's like, this is the stress I've been carrying throughout all the seasons.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
That's deep, eh?
Bruv.
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation, I think with my grandma, and I was saying, so there's this toxic masculine vibe that's like, oh, a man cannot cry, a man cannot cry.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruv, like Jesus wept. If Jesus wept,
Who are you?
who am I? I'm the mortal, not like to bottle out my emotions and not to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright, let me
So
now.
that just reminded me of like, you know,
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
He
But anyways,
did. I know what's coming.
You know what?
I know what's coming.
All right. With that being said, real talk. This is to all the kings on this podcast right now. When was the last time you cried? No filter, no nothing.
yeah. Damn, I don't remember, man.
The last time you cried?
I think I tried. Recently, actually, I tried to cry.
I tried to
I was like
cry.
trying to cry because I was like, I've
But
got
it
so
didn't
much
come out,
emotions. I like got so much emotions. I need to let this out somehow. And I was just trying to cry and I couldn't. I think I cried when I was driving. I think it was like a week or two ago, and I was just praying.
Yeah.
I was listening to the See How Far song.
See,
Like see how far, and I was just thinking about like, damn, my God, how far you brought me, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
And I just
Look at
like,
the beginning.
I was just whipping, man. Like, I just started whipping.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was the Holy Spirit just was like,
Just talking to
nigga,
you
sit
like,
down.
yeah.
Like, let me tell you something. Yeah, like, bro, it was, and I just started whipping, and I was like, yo. And I wanted to whip as long as I could because it just felt like God,
It's the
like,
right thing
really,
to
all
like,
of this,
let it out.
all of this ego and
Yeah,
all of
let
this. Like,
and let it
all
go.
of it is going. Like, God, take it. Like anything that's in the way, like take it. It was amazing, man.
Yeah.
I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
This guy, you're not dodging the question. When was the last time you cried?
To be honest, I can't remember.
Nah,
You know how Drew operates. Drew is on a different plane of existence.
This guy is so unreal. I'm telling you.
It's a real. It's a demigod.
You need to meet me to know who I am. Actually, even if you meet me, you won't know who I am. Right? But yeah, I have no idea.
You can't remember.
I can't remember.
Okay, the last
Tough
time
guy,
you remember, why did you cry?
The last time I remember, why did I cry?
The last time you cried,
Why did I cry?
Yeah, why did you cry?
I think it was bad news in the family. Something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Actually, I cried because of death as well.
Oh,
I can't believe I cried because of a heartbreak once, man.
Really?
Like
It was deep, eh?
I was like literally like, oh, my life. Like, bro.
Were you in love?
Shut
Do you
up,
think you were
man.
in love?
Huh?
Were you in love?
No, that was back in the day. That was like 2020, 2020. Bro, literally, I was like, but when I look back, I'm like, shut up, man. Like, come on, your life is like,
You look at
man.
yourself up.
Yeah, like, come on. But anyways,
But were you in love?
I think I was for that age. I was like literally,
Okay.
yeah, for that age, I think so.
That's good.
Yeah, I was naive as well. I think I was naive. Like I wasn't woke.
Okay.
You actually walk in this game, man. If you're not walking up, then you're just.
I think matters of the heart. It's like, for me, me.
I was like, yeah, that was wild. I think I called my friend. I remember calling my friend, man.
yeah.
And I was like, bro. And Mandem was just like, no, don't worry,
It's fine. She'll call you back.
She'll call you back. This is how they behave.
It was wild, man. But yeah, it's crazy.
Funny
I can't believe, like, every time I look at that, I just laugh at it. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, like I can't believe this was
I can't
me.
believe
Now
that
you
was
took
me.
your L, mate. You
took
took
my
your
L,
L.
Yeah,
Taking it was
You
like a chump.
took your L, turned it to a lesson.
That's
That's
it.
what lesson, and you know, look at me now.
IQ. I saw what you
Don't
did there.
don't dodge the question.
Don't dodge the
When
question.
is
When?
that?
Tell
It
us.
was recent, Jerry.
The last time I cried was actually in church.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I cannot remember the exact date, but I think it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was like, cause I do ministry, I play drums or keys or guitar
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that time I was playing drums, right?
Multi-talented, ladies and
And then
gentlemen.
someone was like singing, and God was just literally. I learned that worship isn't a song that is played or whatever. It's a song that God plays to you. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
I haven't heard that
There's a
one.
scripture that says that. There's
Is
a
it?
scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had like a whole sermon on like worship and no, that was the King's Youth. The
Yeah.
King's, you know the King's thing.
Night with the
Yeah.
King.
Where Dali so actually was speaking about worship, like what worship
That's
means.
actually where I
so
was like,
yeah.
So like, I was like ministering and doing everything.
Yeah.
And then I think I was playing, everyone was there, and I started crying. And I'm like, God, look, my fans are watching. What are they gonna think? No, I'm kidding. I was just making cry. Like,
Oh, tough on is crying.
no, I was like, because I literally couldn't even play. Like, people were telling me, let's go play. Like,
Yeah.
you know, keep playing.
You know when the
Yeah,
music
yeah,
gets to
yeah.
the way it's like
Well,
everyone's vibing, money.
But
It's
for
like,
me, I was literally just pouring, and I'm like, damn, God
Yeah.
is real. Like,
God is real, man.
you know, I
Like,
just felt like there was so
the
much
energy, yeah.
I was holding on to, like
it feels
so
good
much,
afterward. It's like,
and it
Yeah.
just, you know.
But just let it go.
But
When
now
the
I'm
Holy
joking.
Spirit takes
I've
over.
never cried. Like the last time I cried was when I was born.
but that would be unhealthy. Like, I don't think that's something to, because I
To-
feel like the guys we live in a generation where people say like, oh, I don't cry, I'm a tough guy, and it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy is tough. Like, nah, man, like it means you've bottled up things, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
everyone has a
everyone has a stigma around it, but because it's a thought that a sign of weakness can be used against you, especially in men.
true.
So
That's
like
why
we,
I
we
cry.
would rather choose to not show
I think it's
weakness.
strength, though. Honestly, it's strength.
It is strength, but because of the way the world has functioned, or what's the word I'm looking for? Taught us,
Design.
integrated, designed,
The metrics.
the
metrics.
system,
The
the
system,
system
yeah.
that has been that we have been brought up in has taught us that showing a sign of weakness as a man puts you down.
Yeah.
Like you don't get the respect you're supposed to get.
True.
People don't look at you
I think
the
you're a
same.
Campbell, man. Campbell, because I'm being real. I think it's only for the wrong people, honestly, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
I've been friends with people where I feel like, oh, if I show my like emotional, really let down side, then it's like a, you know, where I've had to
Putting
toughen
your
up to
guard down,
create. But it's like the real people in your life that are genuine people, you will be like emotional with them, and like you let your walls down.
Yeah.
Because if you want, like, it will come out in other unhealthy ways.
It will.
You know,
It will.
some people is drinking. You know, people don't realize why they're drinking so much, or why they're like, you know, doing drugs,
It's like a go-to. I feel
Yeah.
everyone needs a go-to.
or why they're running from girl to girl. This guy dates this girl, this girl. Like, bro, you've got things in your life that you haven't dealt with, that you have to actually address. The traumas in your life, like
You have to like.
when you address those things, then you can now move on with your head up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be much more calm, stable.
Yeah,
You'll
more
be-
stable. But people just don't realize it, and you may not just cry. You're a tough guy, but you're drinking every day because I don't know.
Because you're avoiding.
Yeah,
the
avoiding,
subject. You're
yeah.
avoiding.
And that's why
facing it.
therapy is important,
Oh, yeah.
because therapy helps you unpack all those things. Yeah, you know. I've never needed it. I've never actually needed it.
This guy
no,
said
no,
I've
no.
never needed it.
I've never gone there,
Yeah,
but I feel like it would have been it's something that
I
everyone
think-
has to experience.
I think therapy is like when you get the point where you get rid of all the titles. You know, this what we're having right now is therapy in itself.
yeah, true. This is
Oh,
therapy.
for sure.
Like,
Talking
you
to your
know,
friends,
talking to your
yeah.
friends, or just being able to engage, or whatever. That's therapy. Therapy
Yeah.
isn't like I'm not the biggest fan of titles, to be honest. So whenever people place titles or whatever on
Yeah.
certain things, it really makes it seem like something that it's not really what it's
Yeah.
about. That makes sense.
Mm.
And this
Like-
is just something to put out. I learned like there's something that you said that really like caught my attention. I think I had one friend who really like opened up to me and told me like he was really moving from girl to girl, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then I was like, bro, like I'm always the kind of person like you can come to me with your biggest problems, but like, yeah, let's cry, but like, what's the solution?
That's the solution. But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's the pastors. Sorry, bro, to cut you. But there's the pastors in the churches. I've seen the videos whereby someone will go to them and tell them something, and then they will just expose them. Like
They become the whole service, the whole sermon.
This service. In this service.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
This is happening in this church. Nah.
Yeah, go on, man.
Nah, there's one of my mates who told me like, nah, I've been bouncing between girls and everything.
Yeah.
And then we sat down. I won't say he sat down, but like we just tried to like, you know,
Go through
like find the root cause.
Yeah.
And this is funny. We kind of established that like, you know, a mother and their son need to have that intimate
Good relationship. Yeah.
So this guy didn't have that, you know,
Shout out
that
to the guy
bond.
watching.
I think he's probably
Is it?
he's definitely watching.
Yeah.
But like he
Shout
didn't
out to
have
you.
that mother figure. Like there's a mother being present, but then there's like, you know, your mom has to like really give you flowers, be there for you. So like
Yeah.
he didn't get that from his mom.
Yeah.
So he was looking for it from other
Every
women.
girl
You know what I
looking
mean?
at-
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with like women.
Even girls that have like
Even
daddy
girls,
issues, like when they don't
yeah.
get that love from their parents,
Yeah,
and now
it's
it's
the
like
same
you need to
thing.
Like
find that.
bouncing between.
But it's only when you address that because, bro, you're gonna date the whole world, and
And then,
you know,
and you still won't be
won't find it, you
satisfied.
know?
Yeah.
you can find it in Jesus, but you have to begin from a point
From
of like self-reflection. Like, what am I missing? Like, what is, you know, having an internalized locus of control.
Yeah.
I learned that recently, so I'm just
Putting it
throwing
out
my
there.
cards out, you know?
Put it out there.
That's
I think
amazing.
we're not 33-minute mark,
Mm.
so I don't know if we want to end at 30 minutes or we want to maybe go for up until 40 minutes. What do you reckon? Do you guys have anything else you want to share?
We can wind it down with quotes. Just each person could put a quote out for someone out there,
Yeah.
just from yourself.
A quote for myself.
Yeah, just.
But which one? The one I shared to you today. I shared something.
This guy, no, asking your friend his own quote.
Yeah, because I shared something today, but I can't remember it. I shared like a really
yeah,
good.
you told me. I can't remember. Andrew, let Andrew go first.
I've got nothing. You go first. Since you already have one.
Since I have one, I
Yeah.
don't even think I have one. Now, just what we start with. Take your L's.
Take your L's. Take
Take-
your L's.
take
I've
your
got one from
L's.
Dave. It says the pen's compulsory, suffering is optional.
Suffering is
The pen's
The
compulsory.
pen's compulsory.
Everyone has to go through
But you're
it.
suffering,
Everyone has
man.
to go through it.
Ah.
You don't have to suffer.
Damn.
But it's healthy to suffer. It's okay to suffer as well because
You grow.
someone's gonna hear that and think, "Oh, I'm suffering. I must be, you know."
I must,
No,
be, you
man,
know, I must be living
it's
like
okay.
nah.
It's okay. I need to find that quote still.
Yeah. Nah, this is just the first episode. Don't
Yeah.
worry, man.
First episode quote from Drew.
Drew. It doesn't have to be too deep, man. You're overthinking it, eh?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it
Let
go.
it go.
What are we letting
Easy
go?
as that. You're holding on to too much. Just
I feel
let
like
it
letting go is hard, to be honest.
It's hard.
For me,
It is.
I'm
It
like
is.
a perfectionist. Someone wants to be in charge of like things.
Yeah.
I know
Let
having
go.
clarity.
Let go.
Letting go is like
Letting,
wild.
letting go and
It's
letting
wild.
go.
But it's
is
healthy.
hard.
it's healthy. It's
But you have to let go, like you said. You have to let go to start discovering yourself.
True. Yeah.
You have to let go because someone else needs to be in charge for you to be like, okay, the way he's doing it kind of is what I
Yeah.
feels like was right. You know, because you start exploring, you start learning yourself,
True.
you start
Bro,
viewing
my friend
different
told
things.
me something. Like, they told me something funny where they were like, "Oh, you know, like a bird. Like if you get a little bird and you hold on to it, like you hold on tight to the bird, you love the bird and you hold on tight to it.
Yeah.
You end up like squishing, like breaking the bones and actually killing it.
Yeah.
But if you let the bird go, I was like, bro, what are you saying?
Is that your quote?
Bird fly.
Let the bird fly. If it's meant to be,
fly,
it's gonna
the
come
bird
back
wants
and
to
sit on
fly.
you. You know, I was like, nah, man. I want
Nah,
the
I'm
bird.
gonna hold on to the bird. That's not where this bird is going.
It's the
But yeah,
prettiest one.
Nah,
It's a
it's
dove.
amazing.
It's a dove as well.
That's amazing.
It's a dove. But yeah,
So even if you don't get it right the first time, just let it go. Practice.
let it go. Practice.
Practice.
Letting it go. And prayer. I think prayer is very important. We might touch this in like later
We will,
podcast episodes,
definitely.
but praying is amazing. Praying saved my life. Like praying is just amazing.
It's a healing process.
So we should probably talk about that in next episode where we actually
We should.
go deeper in like what is praying? How do you pray?
How do you pray?
Who
Where
is
do, where do
God?
you start?
Who
What
is
does God
God?
look like?
Is he real?
Is he real? Can
With-
God help you if
Can
you're
he
depressed?
really help you? Why should he help?
Why should he help you?
Why?
Who are you for God to help you?
Everybody got dreams. Why should yours come true?
Yeah.
Deep,
Ladies and
deep.
gentlemen,
Are your
that's
dreams even dreams?
you.
Mr.
I'm trying to
Dreams?
close this.
Nah, you know-
Nah, it's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
and girls, it
my
was
pleasure.
amazing. We love you so much. This is Bad
Too much
Influence.
love.
Too much love.
good advice.
Good advice.
Coming
Stay
to you
tuned.
straight from Perth City. Stand
Perth
up.
City.
Live in the den.
Live in the den.
Bless.
Zambia represent. Let's go.
Peace.